everyone. Just so you know, there's broadsides of various folks' poems on the table that you can have for free if there's any copies left. Just so you know there. On the internet. Who owns it? We said. Because we knew it was the owner we sought, and knew to ask this often as we surfed. The ladder. I've been climbing up this ladder for days, she said. This ladder's long. How long have you been climbing the ladder? She said. I climbed right past her and kept climbing. The ladder was good news. When it came, I didn't talk about it. When it came, I grabbed the first rung and then the fifth. What people didn't know about the ladder, even if it was slanted just in front of them. What color it was. Do ladders have names? It was too hard to say how many climbers were on the ladder. I had passed 15 or so. The ladder had a beginning, everyone knew that. The ladder had an end, everyone assumed that. Would the ladder be going anywhere? It wouldn't be going back to my desk. I climbed away from my desk. I dropped my pen and reached for the first rung. Someone said the ladder was a metaphor. Someone fell off. Nothing was like the ladder. When it came, I grabbed the first rung and then the sixth. I kept climbing. In the distance, a Boeing 747. I climbed past a family climbing the ladder together. I climbed faster. I climbed past a boy in line with the sun. My forearms were on fire. The ladder was on fire. I climbed past a burning nun. I climbed past a burning gym instructor. I climbed past the glowing choir, where my relatives were. Who took the ladder when it was offered? Was the ladder offered? I fell off. And now I'm going to read a few pieces from a project I'm working on called Basic Color. Basically explores color as language. Basic color. We call color combinations harmonious if they reflect properly balanced amounts and varieties of chromatic light, complementary colors. They satisfy a need of rhythm, repetition of interval. They suggest a sense of form, of direction, or of space. They please us with their similarities, recognizable relationships. They surprise or stir us by their opposition, contrast. They arouse welcome memories. Impressions composed of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. Impressions composed of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. Impressions composed of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. Impressions composed of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. We carry in our head impressions composed in our head, impressions of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. In our head of composed impressions, composed of our head, we carry in our head our composed head, our head of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. We carry impressions of composed impressions, composed of impressions, composed in our head of impressions. We carry in impressions of impressions, composed of rainbows, Christmas ties, and ink swatches. We carry in our head, composed of our head, and impressions composed of impressions we carry in our head. We carry in our head what are really twin television cameras. Rachel calls her blind spot My Little Moon, claims it's filled with reruns of Green Acres and Get Smart, remembers the blue light of the television she fell asleep to as a child. Composed. We are in the habit of pointing to a strawberry and calling it red. We are in the habit of pointing to a strawberry and calling it red. We are in the habit of pointing to a strawberry and calling it red. so red. So we have come to think red, so red. So we have come to think of the redness. We have come to the redness as being in or on the strawberry. Red, or the strawberry. The yellow hues of drugstore blue blockers are slowly overtaken by what you know. Green plastic trees become tree green trees, retinted a habitual blue. And there's a footnote. Death will be something like the sudden reappearance of all the blue you automatically compensated for. Thank you.